Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Mummy. And this movie came out in 1932, the original Mummy film. And this movie stars Boris Karloff. And I thought this movie was decent. It started off pretty strong, and for the first 15 minutes or so, I was loving it. I loved how things were being set up, and I loved the choices of when not to use music, and that's something that's consistent throughout the entire film, is that there are scenes in which no music is played, and I love that choice. Mostly because the actual score for the movie I don't really care for all that much. It just wasn't anything memorable to me. But when it chose not to use music, I thought it was effective at times, and there's one point that was really creepy to me, and it's when the mummy first came to life. I thought that was pretty great. And the hysterical laughing was also pretty creepy, and that was honestly the only moment where I felt kind of tense and was actually kind of scared. And for an older movie, I think that's pretty great. Because for most of these older Universal monster movies that are horror movies, don't get me wrong, they're horror movies by the end of the day. That's what they are. But I'm not really scared while watching them. I don't really find them scary, unfortunately. But there was one moment in this movie where I did kind of feel that way, and that's a good thing. I thought Boris Karloff did a great job in this movie, and I also appreciate how he knows how to play this character physically. And he was also in Frankenstein, where he played Frankenstein's monster, and he did a great job in that movie as well. And there were some choices in this movie where I was like, oh, that's kind of clever, where it just has violence off screen or just implied, kind of like funny games where it's all just implied, all the horrors that take place off screen. But it's still effective, and, well, not nearly as effective as something like the way things in funny games is presented. I do feel as though it wasn't a bad idea to make certain decisions like that. And I did feel as though the mummy character in this movie was an actual threat, and was like something that would be difficult to take down. And I don't know, it didn't feel like just a pointless monster, or just like a creature that could be easily beaten by another human. They establish that it's pretty difficult to beat him. But to go to my negatives with this movie, there were a couple of scene transitions that felt a bit off to me. I was like, what are you doing here? It just didn't flow very well for me. And while I am praising the movie for the technical limitations for the time, and just some ideas that I do like, and how the mummy character is portrayed, and I do feel as though those positives are really good, and honestly, they are like the glue that holds the movie together for me. But the story itself, I thought, was just fine. I didn't really care all that much. And whenever they said the name Imhotep, or however you pronounce that correctly, I probably mispronounced that. I just kept thinking of the Mummy from 1999, the Brendan Fraser one. And I don't know, I just kept thinking of that. And I know, same title, and all these different things that go along with that. And I'm not going to delve too deep into that, but what I will say is that I was reminded of it. Not saying that is a bad thing, I'm just saying it's a thing that happened that I kept thinking about. And my biggest criticism with this movie, and I'm not sure how many people will agree with me on this one, probably not, possibly, who knows. I just feel as though the ending for this movie was anticlimactic and just very unsatisfying for me personally. It kind of just felt thrown together, honestly. Once we started getting into the third act, it just felt less planned out and more just like ideas thrown here and there, and we have something and now we have to end the movie, and so we just ended the movie, and it just felt so underwhelming. I just was like, wow, this ending kind of ruins the movie and makes me not want to rewatch it as soon, because in those first 15 minutes I was kind of loving it, and around the 30-minute mark is when I thought, okay, I can see myself rewatching this immediately, or maybe shortly after, and I would like to see it again. And I would buy the 4K Blu-ray soon and just want to rewatch it. But with that ending, I'm kind of hesitant to even buy it on 4K and rewatch it. I'll probably watch it again at some point, but that ending really dragged it down for me. And that's about all I have to say about The Mummy from 1932. I liked it. It's my favorite Mummy movie out of all of the Mummy movies I've seen. We got the Brendan Fraser Mummy trilogy, and we got the one with Tom Cruise, so high bar. So this one is decent. You can watch it. It's not a bad movie at all. I would recommend it. I just don't think it's a masterpiece, and if I'm going to watch a Universal monster movie from the 30s and 40s, I'd much rather watch Frankenstein. So still, despite my criticisms, I would recommend it, and do check it out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Mummy from 1932 a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of The Mummy from 1932, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Boy and the Heron. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching, and have a great day.